So that's this side they're coming in. So
Right over here on this side.
Here. And so I think what I'm going to do is.
Wow, you have them all the way? Well, do you have one side that's empty at all?
Mm-mm.
The whole thing is full?
Pretty much.
Now that is awesome.
There may be some that in here that they're filling up.
Well, here, let's do this. This will be better. You hand them to me. That way I can keep them in the order.
I'm just going to take 2 out at a time.
Well, you know, it might be good for you to take up to 4 or 5 of them so you can get a good.
Now, is that a queen cell?
Oh no, that's nothing. Don't even worry about that. They often call that a dry cup. It's the bees often will sort of form those things, but then they never use them. So
this is like, so this is an empty comb that I put in there just so they can start it up. So I put empty combs in between full combs.
That's a good checkerboard.
So they can, they don't cross combs like this.
That looks really good, Mattie.
Isn't that a nice one?
That's all.
Look at this.
Now
one.
that's honey, and that's capped honey, and this is good old comb. And look at all that nectar.
Look at all this honey.
Jesus, you're doing good with this.
Yeah, this is one of the most honey that I've ever seen.
Turn it that way. No, this way, that way. Because that's the way you pulled it out. Mm-hmm. Look at that, Mattie.
Right, isn't that crazy?
That's beautiful.
Right.
I mean, that's really, and you know, you always want to keep it straight down. Don't twist it or anything, because
right,
Oh, look at all that. I'm going to walk it right up for just a moment to brag to people.
Look at this one,
so
honey.
they can see.
Dang.
See how that looks?
I've never seen this much honey.
Oh, good. Well, then maybe that'll.
Never ever seen this much honey. Look at all this honey.
Let's put this back.
We can just put this back in here too. I'll put it back in here.
Oh, you want it back in the hive?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the way, right there. That's beautiful.
Look at this one.
Wow, that's recent. The other is older but that is beautiful. That's nice, and it's all capped. What's really interesting is how well they've done it with very little brood there.
We'll see if the brood
Your
is.
smoker, by the way.
I forget.
Just give it a.
They're just now capping this honey.
Look at that. You know. I'll move them so you can see a little bit.
And is that drone cells?
Now, if you see drone cells, they're bigger and they punch out. So that one there.
Yeah, those.
Those are drone cells.
Okay.
And that's not bad. You want to have a drone cell or two.
See, here's some honey. We got off.
Yeah, and see, what you do is scrape that right off into the bucket.
I should have got it.
That's all right. Just drop it in there. The bees will figure it out.
I should have got a clean bucket.
Well, because you don't want that left here. That's the point.
No, I'll get it. Make sure it's not right. Uh-oh, I've
What's
got
the matter?
a problem.
What's the matter? Oh, you got a bee in your suit?
Oh no, I thought it was a bee.
Do you?
No.
Okay. If it did, you know what to do, right?
No.
When that happens, you walk directly down in the shade, and then you open up your veil.
Okay.
It's worse to do it in the sun.
This one they're still building. That's good.
It's early yet, but I don't see any hive beetles, and I'm so pleased about that.
I saw some on the very first one I took out. This one, the last time the bar fell off of it, so I'm not even going to pull this one out so much. But there's a lot of good.
Well, and they're bearding up on this side, but not in a bad way.
Yeah, that's their entrance, of course. So that's...
What are you questioning?
There's like a bigger bee that I was looking at.
There's probably another. This is where you might see the queen, because any of those empty cells, that's what they're going to be on.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm kind of looking for, the queen a little bit. But they're all just so calm right now.
Yep.
They're doing so good.
Yeah, I'd like you to go all the way so I can get a sense of how far it's going, because that's really something. Was this the very first hive that I helped you install?
No.
How old is this group, you think?
Maybe 2 years.
Very good.
Some nice pollen on that little bee down at the bottom.
Well, and I've noticed eggs, so...
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, you can, if you look and know what you're looking for, you can see them in there. That's more food right there. Very good. Food. It's all food. I see you got the little dealie in there. That's good. That's probably what's helping keep the hive beetles out.
Yeah. That's such a nice hive, right?
Yeah, dude, I'm so happy that I came to check it out. I'm really impressed with this.
Me too, me too.
I mean, usually top bar hives are not this thoroughly full. You really got it full.
Yeah. Do you think anything about dividing this hive at all?
The what?
Dividing it, making it
you could do that. The thing is you have to make sure that you have either you've got to get a queen from Jeff, and, you know, so you could take half of this and put it in another hive that's empty and start a whole new hive and not worry so much. The thing is it's all about your queen, getting a queen.
And Jeff was saying that they'll even make a queen.
That's the thing, they will, and your hives are strong enough that you should be able to split this. And they'll, but see, the thing is, the reason why I'm saying about a queen, because I've been looking and I don't see queen cups anywhere in your hive.
Let me have that smoker.
Which means, you want that?
The smoker.
Here you go.
So I can get these bees off of this.
I think you got it.
Alright. So one more.
No, that's it.
Oh, good. Gosh, listen to them. Wonderful.
So it did have a lid at one time.
Well, I had a whole thing where it had like a hinge and a lid, and Jeff didn't like that.
Well, they are dangerous because they can flip over. It's better not to have those big lids, but one that...
I know, it's such like a dang.
Well, but you know, you don't get in it every day.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
Perfect. Okay. Saw some beard in there, but wasn't sure. Well, that's great that you're starting from that end too.
Yeah. I like to start from the end away from the entrance.
Smart idea.
Oh, you know, I don't know why.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's big.
You might want to take another one out that's ahead of it then.
You
might have some comb in the way. Well, hell, I have no reason for me to be here, really. You're doing this perfect, but it's probably good motivation just to have somebody here, too.
I love having you here.
Thank you. That's a good one to pull out first. Oh, see there? Drones.
Yeah.
See if we can get that one out. All that food. That's really good, and they really haven't made any burr comb on this side either. That's really good. Huh.
Yeah, there's a little comb.
Yep.
A little brood.
Are you going to put any more in here?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to
have the space. I don't know. Nice. I'm not surprised. I am a little amazed how much more was on the end ones, but
right.
You know. Okay.
Look at that. It's a good brood pattern.
Very much so. Now, are these the same measurements as the other hive?
Oh yeah.
So you kept that consistent?
Oh yeah, they're all the...
All right. Lots of food on this side, I see. More food. This is a good hive, but the other one so far was meatier, but we'll see how far once we get towards the... Because usually towards the entrance is where the brood is. So that's pretty good. That's covered well.
Right.
Okay, now we're starting to get into... I got spoiled from the other hive. I was thinking, oh, there's only going to be about 5 or 10 frames full, but no, every one of these is
That's
going
so
good.
full of brood. This has a lot more brood in it.
Yeah. That's good too. It's still not quite formed. There's nothing down. Oh, that's why. Lift it up again. See how it's unusual in the bottom? It's because they had to conform to...
Look at that little... What is that it's eating?
Oh, that's a hive beetle. That's a larva of a hive beetle. They'll usually pick that out and fly off with it. So let's keep paying attention as we go along. Don't freak out over that, okay? That's not the end of the world unless we start seeing more and more, and I suspect that protection down there is probably not helping the hive beetles, which is helping us, your bees. That looks really good. And so you have 3 queens, yet he gave you 3 new queens? That might explain, because he's got good genetics with his queens.
But this one...
Look, see there, there's festooning, starting to make the wax.
She's still got a lot of room to lay.
Yes. Yeah, oh yeah, plenty. Look at that, all that pollen in there. Great, bee bread. Right all in here. Almost done, Mattie.
Right.
I'm enjoying this. This is really, I'm so happy. So happy that your hives are thriving so well. Ooh, look at that.
And it's so, you know, I really like it too, just to have. I mean, I have such, it's in some ways the way we live our life out here is just kind of like this. Like, it's kind of like very organic-y, or not quite as, you know, these things are just like handmade this and
See, and that stuff now you never want to just do that.
okay.
That's why you have the bucket.
So you're gonna save this too?
Well, it's not about saving, it's about keeping it from being on the ground.
Oh, because you don't want it on the ground.
Right, because if you have that stuff just cast out and around, that attracts other bees, it attracts other insects, and then you might have a problem. Okay. So to keep things clean, you never want any loose wax material or anything, because as far as you know, no other bees know this hive is here.
Okay.
So unless there's a reason to bring them, they'll, you know, outside of...
one of the things I've done with the other empty hives is put some empty comb in there.
That's a good idea.
So
that'll help attract them in there.
Right.
Even if it's not common for a swarm to take, you know, and from this hive and then suddenly miraculously go to one next door. They tend to try to swarm far away from the hive that they came from and find a new space. But it's not uncommon. I actually got a hive that way once. Was that one. Hold on. All right, that should be enough. Perfect. Yay! Now I'll move this up closer so you only have one little gap, which is right there. That'll be good for venting.
Wow. But as far as the time of year for splitting is...
Well, that's the thing. I would want you to try to talk to Jeff a little bit more because he has a better understanding of the timing for that kind of thing than I would. I really think he's very experienced.
Oh, yeah.
So I definitely would... I'm going to, like I always do, post this video. So that's one way. I'll send a link to Jeff so he can see what your hives look like. And then when you talk to him, he can tell you what he thinks.
Okay, that'd be nice.
I have to tell you, you do not have a thing to complain about.
No, I like
your hives are doing beautifully.